And Rico the opinionist. I am back. I know I tend to take a couple of days off. As again, I like to come on my apps when I feel like it, and try not to just jump on when everybody else is jumping on. 'Cause, y'all know I have to process stuff because I have particular opinions about things. So I know there are probably two people who's wondering what I thought about the Super Bowl halftime with Bad Bunny. Um, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the football game because I'm not into sports anyway, so I wasn't gonna watch it anyway. And I had no intentions of watching Bad Bunny. You know, it just wasn't interested. I've heard his name being mentioned, but who cares? So, but I want to start off from the beginning. I enjoy it when the Black National Anthem is played at the NFL Super Bowl games. There are a lot of people, particularly those on the right, those conservatives. You have the white ones and the black ones complaining about it. But and I need to share this with you. See, it's really about two groups because we put the work in it. It's foundational Black Americans and Caucasian. All those other people, there's a reason y'all don't have an anthem. Asians, Hispanics, people from India, all over. There's a reason there's a national Black anthem. There's a national Black anthem because we are the foundational Black Americans who basically built the foundation here. Our lineage, not just our race or our race, is our lineage. We were here. We built the bridge. The rest of you've come over. So don't ever forget that. The way y'all try to forget and play in our face at the Grammys. And as well, I don't know if he did at the Golden Globes, but I know definitely at the Grammys. I don't know what's going on back there, but anyway, so that's why there should always be recognition paid to us as the 44 million foundational Black Americans. So those of you who there should be just one national anthem. No, goddamn it. And no, it's right. They play the Black National Anthem. It should be there. Hello, Tef Killer. It should be us. We should be a part of it every year, singing the Black National Anthem. For those of you who had a problem with it, the only issue I had with it is I wish I prefer someone else to sing it. And this is no diss to Coco Jones. I think she's very pretty, and she looked very chocolatey and tall and just smooth and like a Hershey bar. Ugh. But this is my opinion. People of Coco Jones's caliber should not be singing the Black National Anthem because I don't know. It's like that song comes from like almost like it's really a song that comes from, it's a pride and it's a overcoming of a suffering, and her voice just wasn't strong enough for that song. It should be people like Ledisi, Fantasia, and men with voices like Luther and Smokey Norfolk and what's the brother just passed away? One of my favorite gospel singers, I'm gonna think I'm in a minute. What's it, Donnell? It should be really by a gospel singer because they have those voices that can really bring through the spirit of that particular song. And again, Coco Jones, she's really cute. I like her little song. She's a pretty young woman, but that song was too big for her. It's too heavy for people in this generation of singers. They can't sing like that. So that's the only critique I have about that, about the Black National Anthem. It needs to be sung by folks who got those real voices that sing to the ancestors and summons the spirit of the ancestors when they sing. She tried her best, but even I think she'll admit, she's probably admitted in private, like, you know what? This song was too big and too heavy for me. I'm a youngster in this thing, and her voice isn't that kind of, strong. It's good for today's little R&B. It's good for that, but no, let me see. So Gladys Knight kind of strength to her voice. And male singers, those old school Donny Hathaway kind of voice. No, those people who can sing with that soul. And again, conjuring up the spirits of our ancestors. But she looked really pretty. No, she looked really cute. Lettucey did a fantastic job last year. But I hope next year, you know, I prefer them not to pick anybody from this generation, these youngsters singing this ribs and barbecue style of this watered down version of R&B. Wish they would keep it with the professionals, the strong. Go into the church and get somebody. They don't even have to be known. As long as you get somebody who's singing their ass off, for the lack of better words. Now next, I guess shout out to Turning Point USA for their, and people are saying they're successful. There's very successful alternative to the Super Bowl. Shout out to Turning Point USA. They did something that probably a lot of people never thought about. And this is what I appreciate about this. There's a lot of things I appreciate about people when they say, hey, I don't know about this. I don't like this. I don't want this. And by the way, those of you who are in here, would y'all mind pressing that like button? I'd really appreciate it. Press that like button for me. Press it. I'm gonna try to cross the street here a little bit. They say, you know what? We've complained about it, but we're gonna do something about it. And they got together, put their resources, they put their minds together, put their money together, and put their resources together, and they had them an alternative Super Bowl, and it caused the NFL halftime some serious problems as it relates to the ratings and viewership. And I guarantee the NFL is going to think twice about bringing particular acts to the Super Bowl halftime again. And I think up to like 25 to 30 million people viewed it across all their social media platforms. And so, I guess kudos to them. And when I see stuff like this, I always think about us as black people. I said, how come we can't put our minds and our money together for stuff that when we don't agree with something, how come we don't say, you know what, that's okay. I'm going to build my own. I'm going to get my own. And that's what they did, the folks at Turning Point USA. They had their favorite right-wing conservative. That is, what's that? What'd you say? Do you mean 120 million people and Turning Point with less than 5,000? You crazy. You crazy. By the way, mine, you crazy? No, you're talking about, those not the numbers. I know you wanted to be less than 5,000. That's not true. Those folks, they broke records at Turning Point. Don't be a hater. You know, and I'm not a huge fan of Turning Point USA, Kid Rock, or none of that. But I'm not a hater. So you being a hater. And if only 120 million people tuned in to the Super Bowl, that's down significantly because last year 133.4 million people tuned in to see our very own Kendrick Lamar. And so nobody tried to get an alternative on that. So don't come on here hating on it. Just get the real numbers and come back to me. It wasn't no damn less than 5,000. Don't do that. I'm not lying, you son of a bitch. But anyway, I saw the stuff the next day. And you go on there right now and they'll tell you. She did. They did. The point is, you know, they did something about it. They didn't sit around complaining about it. And that's why I try to push the black folk. Again, for all you that coming on up in here, I want y'all to know this is a black YouTube channel. I'm talking to black people. You are here at the courtesy of no mind. But I need y'all to hit that like button while you're here, though. Press that like button. And to fellow foundational black Americans, you see what they did? Now, the NFL have messed around and got some started because next year, there may be some other alternative watch parties or viewing parties thanks to the internet. I don't think CW, well, you might can cut a deal with the CW or one of these smaller networks like TV One or even BET. And black folks, we can have what is called the Soul of America halftime show or Rhythm and Blues of America halftime show and have some of our top R&B and soul artists perform for us during halftime. But also remember the origin of the halftime show. The origin of the halftime show, here we go, check it out, check it out. Foundational Black Americans Strike Again. It was first created by foundational Black Americans with the last name of Wayans. Go and do your research. It was the Wayans family from In Living Color. When that show was on the air, they had the very first halftime show, and it was so successful because when that show was on the air in Living Color, they would have their annual halftime show, and people literally turned away from the Super Bowl halftime because they weren't having a halftime back then, and watched the comedy and the skits and even the entertainment on Fox, watching the halftime show of In Living Color. So foundational Black Americans strike again. And so, just like the NFL, the capitalism that it is, the capitalists that they are, well, they came back with so they said, oh, okay, this is what y'all got going on? All right, so I guess it's about time that we have our own halftime show. And y'all know what the first halftime show was with the NFL? Guess. Who in here can tell me what the very first halftime show, the inaugural halftime show, tell me who the artist was, who the musical artist was when the NFL had its first halftime show featuring a musical artist trying to copy or really destroy the In Living Color halftime show. Guess who it was? I'll wait for y'all to put some names up there. Who do y'all think was the act for the NFL's very first? There you go. You said it right off the bat. Who's that? Tahunga? That's right. In 1993, the King. They went and got a heavy hitter. And Michael Jackson's halftime show drew 133.2 million or 133.1 or 2 million viewers. And guess who has the #1 all-time watched NFL halftime show? Kendrick Lamar. 133.4 or 133.4 million. So I don't know the numbers of Bad Bunny. I predicted, because he has a global following, I said he gonna get like 200 million because he has a following, may not just a heavy American, a huge American following, but he definitely has a global, hence why they chose him. That's why they chose, Goodell said it. Oh, we're trying to expand our NFL brand into the Latin countries, the Latin market, and so that's why we had him. And guess what? They paid a price, because next year it's going to be more shows. Because I just threw an idea out there, and hey, anybody can grab it. Next year, let's get some of our top soul and R&B artists. The rappers they're gonna be a part of it. But the rap is about the biggest music out there. The Super Bowl is in trouble. Y'all should have listened to them people. They told you not to bring Bad Bunny. So they've messed around, and they're gonna have it annually, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger. And they're gonna buy a network. I bet you the country music next year, I wouldn't be shocked. Along with social media, they're going to have it on TV on the Country Music Network, Country Music Channel. Watch. Somewhere right there. So, I'm telling you, see, capitalism is what it is. It's up for grabs. And I need black people to understand how capitalism works. We're so busy trying to call everybody racist, which is legitimate in a lot of cases, but we're not appropriately participating in capitalism, as as Dr. Claude Anderson always says. We're behaving inappropriately. He has a video on YouTube called Inappropriate Behavior. You're always gonna bring up Dr. Claude Anderson because that's the time we need to be on as black folks. But you won't. You will not do it. You will not go and watch Exceptional People by Dr. Claude Anderson. You will not go and watch Inappropriate Behavior by Dr. Claude Anderson. You won't go get his book, Black Labor, White Wealth, or Powernomics. You will not go and get this stuff, but we keep losing in this damn country. The immigrants didn't have to run circles around us the way they have, even with the help of the government, especially the Democratic Party with some Republicans thrown in there. Democratic Party want more immigrants because they've realized that the black vote is not as dependable as it has been in the past 60 years. In the past 5 to 8 years, they've noticed a decline in black people coming to vote Democrat. And so they decide to, Biden and Harris decide to open up the borders, let 18 million of them in here, unmet and unvaxxed. So that's what this is about. And so next year, I want to encourage black folks, if I can have my own, but no, get together, just like Turning Point USA did, get together and say, hey, we're going to get on. I think TV1 is the only one that's like black owned, because BET's bought. They won't let you do it on BET because it's owned by Viacom on CBS and all that stuff. But TV1, get ready to host the next year alternative if it's not an act that we like, or an act that, it doesn't have to be. Let me tell y'all something. America's done pretty well with its halftime acts. They've been very diverse. They've had Caucasians. I like rock music. I like pop music. I like all kinds of music. I enjoyed it when what's her name? Jennifer Lopez did it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when Lady Gaga did it. I enjoyed it when she brought out what's that little cute little ass Shakira. I enjoy all of them, But this Bad Bunny, I wasn't into that shit. I enjoyed when they had even the rappers. I enjoyed that. Because all of us, black folks and white folks, are a part. We are America, damn it. But like the guy said, to have a Spanish only speaking show. Yes, Puerto Rico is an American territory, and they gonna have, and they need to learn some English, more of it. So, and I plan to visit Puerto Rico one day. Got some cute little girls in there. However, let's talk about this part. Now, I told y'all the part that I appreciate everybody doing. Excuse me, I'm standing, I think I was right above an anthill. Anthills will get on your ass and you don't even know it. So let me move over a little bit. And so, sorry. And so, with that whole thing, and when I saw it on YouTube, somebody said 85% didn't understand anything. But it says commission, it's not part of the 50 states, so rules are a little different. Rules are a little different from them. Okay. And somebody said and Dial Dotson said they ain't American though. Yeah, it's a territory, but it's still a very different culture. But they have every opportunity, every avenue to come in and just go ahead and become a part of what we got going on in this country. So and others were saying they didn't understand Kendrick. So what language do y'all want him to speak? No, the complaints, but they weren't upset about that they wanted to do their own damn halftime show. So let me go into some other parts of it. And black people, I want y'all to pay attention to me. He said, make Kamala sober again. Check this out. Again, I appreciate and then when Bad Bunny came out, and by the way, y'all see the little dancer, the little muy caliente, the little dancers they had. Oh my God, they went and picked the best of all the countries to represent them little brown and tan, curvy, little thick, little man, Budamus Maximus, spicy Latinas. Whew, my goodness. One thing, they do contribute very well to the female population in this country. Those little spicy Latinas. However, although and I saw Ricky Martin, I saw Lady Gaga, and I saw Cardi B. Y'all see Cardi B claim her Latin heritage while she yells the N-word every day. The country barbaric bodega, what's called a bodega, Bama. She out there, and it was cool. It is what it is. I saw how he marched out all those Latin countries and called all those Latin countries, right? Which was fine. But you still recognize America is the place where all of y'all have been invited and you're visitors. A lot of you have done the right thing and gone through the front door, knocked on the front door to come in instead of sneaking in, and then you get discovered all of a sudden that's the problem. No, we're not doing that. Shout out to ICE and immigration laws. All countries have immigration laws. Why the fuck y'all think that America's the only country with immigration laws? All countries have them. You can't break into any country on this planet and not get checked. So I don't understand this. Yes, I do. These motherfuckers, if you're anti-ICE, you are anti-American in my opinion. So them little weirdo liberal white folks fighting the damn federal agents, the police, federal police, you know, that's another agenda. And black people ain't got a goddamn thing to do for you, for your business. Yeah, y'all cut it out. Stop the bullshit. And so yeah, he marched out all those countries, all those different foreign flags, and all of them wish they could. But I want y'all to pay attention to something. You know how I saw them nice little tan and kind of brown, spicy Latinas shaking their caracas and how you say it in Spanish, butagos, man, and those spicy thighs. Ooh, yeah, they were doing it. But all those countries, Latin countries that he named, here's the part that nobody from those Latin countries like to talk about. When they come over here, they don't say it out loud, but their behavior shows you what they're really about in their native country. See, y'all know all the Nicaragua, El Salvador, what's that? What is the name? Costa Rica. You know, all of them. Just name them. They all have anti-black racist attitudes and cultures there in all of those Latin countries. They all hate and mistreat black Latinos, black Latinas. So that's why I like, get the fuck out of here. Y'all talking about some black and brown. Take your black behind to in one of those countries and you actually live there. The dark skins will tell you that. Don't nobody want to tell the truth about the anti-black racism in all those Latin countries that he called, including Puerto Rico, all of them. If you look like me, look like a black man or actual black woman, but you're born in El Salvador, born in Costa Rica, born in Belize, you get treated like shit. You know why? Because they treat anybody, even in their own families. If Mexicans have a brown a dark skin, they call them little negrito. They give them anti-black or bullying little names. So let's not play this game like they're all in love with black folks. Black Americans, y'all pay attention. Sure, it's good to visit, but if you have to live there, you'll get a different experience. It's just like that. Beautiful, beautiful islands, beautiful people, but global, white supremacy global. Jesus is white in all those Latin countries. When they come over here, they have the nerve to mistreat blacks. Not all, but too many. Not all, but too many. They do. And guess what? Mexico really shut the fuck up. I saw this for myself. Went to Mexico for the first time in 1994 in college. Shout out to my beloved Grambling State University. There's 200 some people in here. Would you please, can I get half of y'all, 100 of you to hit that like? That would be so. Hit that like button. Somebody said content of your character. Tell that to the Latin American countries that judge them based on the melanin. Shit, we already know all about that in America. Tell it to those Latin countries. So the thing is, I need just, if half of you, it's 100. It's 100 and maybe 150 y'all can, 75 of you, please hit that like button. That'd be so awesome. I really appreciate that. So get the smashing. Even if you're visiting for a little bit, smash the like. On the window, smash the like. And if you want to share this live, that'll even be more awesome. And you know my Cash App, my PayPal is always popping. Go to my description box. $ Rico Rivers MSW, RICORIVERS MSW. And that's the PayPal forward Rico Rivers MSW. So if you're cool with me, fool with me. But yeah, and again, global love for everybody. But we're not gonna pretend. We're not gonna pretend that everybody's just so in love with everybody. And Latin America, Hispanic countries, y'all need to come on, man. Y'all need to treat the people who look like me in your country, treat them better, be nicer to them. And I was talking about Mexico real quick. Hit those like buttons, I appreciate it. Um, did y'all know in 2020 was the first time the Mexican government actually recognized Afro or African Mexicans in that country? They had been there since the early 1800s, but they never recognized them because they were black. Did y'all know that? Go and Google it. 2020, the country of Mexico just recognized black Mexicans as being human beings or part of their census. That's why y'all have a long way to go in Latin America. You want to talk about, and then you want to talk about your salsa. We love your salsa. We love the salsa dip, and we love the salsa dance. But it comes from African beats, rhythmic beats. So I'm just saying, if you think I'm lying, just Google the stuff. Y'all know, somebody proved me wrong here before. It's okay. And I am Rico the Opinions, but this is not my opinion, what I just said. Mexico does not care for, what's that? In my Kanye West voice. Mexico does not care for black people, black Mexicans. If you don't believe, go down past Acapulco. I was in Acapulco and I saw my first black Mexicans. I was in Saltillo, Monterrey, Mexico City, and up north of Mexico, everybody looks like the Colombian, what's her name, Sofia Vergara. And you know, the Mexican women got blonde hair and red lipstick, rosy cheeks. They look white like they're Jesus. But as you go further down into the country, southern parts of Mexico is when they really get that color and really get beautiful. And when I went to Acapulco on the beach, I want to go back to Acapulco. Is it cool to go back? Somebody put sad bunny. Is it cool to go back to Acapulco? Because I like it. Mexico is a beautiful city. The further south you go down. And I want us to check it out. And I went down there and I discovered the state called the state of Guerrero. And in the state of Guerrero, you have Acapulco, then you have Puerto Vallarta, then it goes down, and then Mazatlan, and yeah, that's when they get dark. That's when you find YouTube, and go on YouTube and look up the black people of Mexico. Go, and the black people of Brazil. The largest concentration of Africans brought was to Brazil, and they have a problem too. They have a problem with black folks. There's this black woman who was black Brazilian, won Miss Brazil about 5-10 years ago. And the whole country was so upset, and continue to press that like button. The whole country was so upset that they damn near boycotted the country. And so she dropped out. She gave up her crown. She had won. She gave up her crown. That's how much they hated her, seeing a black woman in Brazil that looked like, an actual black woman, not a mix, not a mestiza, you know, not one that looks like Gloria Estefan. I know she's good. I'm just giving y'all an idea. I'm here because of you. Thank you, what's that? Mindle827. What's up? Y'all hit that cash app while you're here too. $ Rico Rivers MSW. I really appreciate it. And so. She gave up her crown because they were acting such a goddamn fool down there in Brazil. And guess what she did? She pulled a Serena's move. Now, mind you, Venus and Serena, when they were on the tennis tour, when they were young, all the way up, white people in Europe, all across Europe, was throwing bananas at them, called them the N-word, called them all this, making fun of their booty, especially Serena's booty. And next thing they do, what they do? They married from that very group of people who called them monkeys and did all that shit. So guess what? The black girl in Brazil did the same thing. She married a white man that moved to Brazil, that live in Brazil. And you know why they do that? Why these dark-skinned women do that? Black women or dark-skinned women do that? Because psychologically, they don't want their children to suffer what they suffered because of the beautiful melanin in their skin. So they purposely make their children mix, thinking they're going to not suffer the brunt of being called, hold on a second real quick. Okay, so yeah, because they don't want their children to suffer through that psychological trauma that they did for being dark skinned, and that's what they go. So who's this? Hold on a second. Let me. Uh, uh, there you go. Oh, there you go. All right, so uh, this thing runs deep in South America, but again, um, he said, "Mister, please stop. Just stop. Please stop. I can't. I can't stop telling the truth. Are you crazy? I can't stop telling the truth. I cannot not tell the. And what, by the way, speak my opinion, because this is Rico the Opinionist. That's why you're here, right? Thank you. So, I appreciate the diversity of it all, but we're gonna have to always keep the truth at the front of the line. We can't act like stuff ain't going on. And I would love to visit all those countries that came out that came out on the football field. I would love to visit them all. I would. But again, in y'all country, y'all need to stop mistreating black people in all these Latin countries. You know, and stop relegating them to second and third class citizens because the color of their skin. So, but anyway, he said, David said, keep speaking the truth, brother. I will. I mean, everybody don't like it, you don't have to be here. So we ain't gonna cuss out and fall out about it. You know, but on your way in, would you please hit that like button? And on your way out, please hit that like button. And also, I have a Cash App and a PayPal. Latin people are black and white, bro. Only you dumb. First of all, I said mestizo rain. I know every people could be black and white, but there is also an actual black group in these Latin countries that's not mixed, jackass. And those are the people y'all like most, the mixed ones and the white ones, but y'all disrespect the actual black ones. Don't come on my page with that dumb shit, sir, madam. Yeah, I already know. Everybody comes in mixed. And then guess what? Some people who are not mixed, and I'm talking about Latin countries. If you look like me and you live in Dominican Republic, motherfuckers look like me and say, I'm the black, I'm Dominican. So don't play. Oh, no. He said, no, they literally all mixed. They're not all mixed, fool. Go to the poor parts. Go to the parts in the back parts of these countries where they got the black folks hidden. And so don't come over here lying because you don't want to hear the truth. Don't come over here making stuff up. That's not true. And all the countries, on all these Latin countries, they got black folks there, they mistreat them. And I said, look at him, he marched out all those people. That's right, they're all not mixed. That's right, David, tell these damn fools. And so he marched out all those countries and didn't have not one black face in the crowd. They were all white, pale looking, or they had what's called a slight tan, the way America likes them. And that takes me to something else. See, I told you global white supremacy is global, and especially in America. This border thing, you ever notice how they only let the white and the tan looking Latinos and Hispanics over here? Let them in freely. But did y'all see when Joe Biden, when 8 to 10,000 Haitians that look like they straight off an African continent came up to the border? They came up to the border. It was like 2 days after Haiti had suffered a huge, a very destructive earthquake. You're talking about refugees who were fleeing for exile. They were actually, and so that happened, and also it was a lot of guerrilla warfare going on over there. And 8 to 10,000 showed up at that southern border. The racist governor of Texas, Joe Biden. First of all, he sent the border patrol. All of a sudden, they chasing people on horseback. They had never chased a Mexican or a Honduran or Nicaraguan. They had never chased one of the white-looking Hispanics or Latinos on horseback ever. But all of a sudden, when the black folks came up to the border, all of a sudden we seeing out on CNN, they getting chased around on horseback and riled up and all that. Look, man, I live in reality. I'm cool with who's cool with me, and I'm really cool with those of you who live in reality. See what I'm saying? And y'all didn't see that on CNN? And then something I thought was very remarkable. I didn't think they can do this. They actually airlifted all of those Haitians, black Africans, look like they had just been shipped straight from the continent. They shipped them all, airlifted them all away from the back to their war-torn island of Haiti. That was terrible. But nobody said anything about that. I didn't hear a fuss on the left, and so one fussing on the right, but I didn't hear the fussing on the left. Isn't that amazing? They didn't say nothing about it. Remember, these are the same people that sat quiet, that sat quietly when Biden said, if you don't know whether to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. So I didn't expect much for them, because again, but anyway, y'all, that's what's up. Again, I appreciate the varying cultures that they bring to the country, but what you will not do, act like foundational black Americans to make it possible for all y'all to cross this bridge, jump the fence, climb the wall, swim across, or sneak through the bushes to get your ass over here and have a blast over here. Our bodies that laid down for you, our bodies that got bit by dogs, our bodies that was lynched and burned, our towns that was blown up, hours, we did it. So when you come over here, goddammit, say thank you. Don't taking up the mindset of the American Caucasian that's racist. But then again, I said you come from a country that practices anti-black racism. And I'ma still go, still gonna learn how to salsa, still wink at a cute little spicy Latina. Because you can't say they're ugly, because they're certainly not ugly. But you know what I like to see? I like to see them bring some of those African Hondurans, African Costa Ricans, and African Venezuelans. Bring some of the black ones over, the chicks. That's what I'm talking about, because the tan ones are some baddies. You know the dark skin ones are some baddies. But do they tell them that they coming over? How y'all doing? Do they? So, but this is my thing. When all of the tan ones and Hispanics and Latinos are sneaking across the border, they don't never tell the dark ones, hey y'all, we're going to America. They don't never tell them little bad little dark with that jet black curly hair and that body. Y'all don't never tell them, do me a favor, white Latinos, white Hispanics, tan Latinos, tan Hispanics, y'all do me a favor, can y'all bring at least 4 a piece? Each one grab at least 2 or 3 of the black Venezuelans with you, the black Mexican chicks with you. I'm talking about baddies. Don't get the one that's shaped like, SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm talking about the baddies. Just regular. Yeah, bring some of them over. We will absorb them. We will absorb them. They ain't got to worry about no green card. As long as they not a bitch. We got you, baby. Bring the cute ones over here. Yeah. Because that's how you can fight racism. You go against it. That's how you fight colorism. Bring some of them over here. Get the cocoa and dark and the fudge ones with the curly hair and the wavy hair, the little bad little chicks. Bring them. No, but out in the kids, if y'all can get the ones with no kids, or maybe 1 child or less. Don't bring the ones that got 5 kids already, no. You're gonna let her stay there and let her and Pedro run the family. But, but anyway, y'all, I think I made my point. The Super Bowl is what it was. Anybody enjoyed it, good for you. If you didn't like it, good for you. And it's another Super Bowl in the books, so we ain't got to fall out about this shit, but we all have an opinion, and I want to hear them all. But I want to close by saying this. Push that like button, smash that like button, like, share, and subscribe, and mess with me in my description box on the Cash App and the PayPal, $ Rico Rivers MSW, PayPal, Rico Rivers MSW. And finally, black people, we got too much work to do to be getting caught up in these old weird ass conversations. They really have nothing to do with productivity. We got too much work to do, y'all. But anyway, y'all be cool. It's your man Rico the opinionist. Y'all, hey, go at it in the comment section. I don't mind. Y'all be cool. I'll talk to y'all in the future, because I have something I want to say about that video that the president put out. Who's this? Wait a minute. Yeah. Y'all be cool. I'll talk to y'all later.